Apparelist.
This is Gordon and Firemark from the Entertainment Law Update.
And you're listening to
Two Regular Guys podcast.
Hosted by
Terry Combs RG, Regular Guy,
and Aaron Montgomery.
The place to be for industry news.
The best dad jokes on earth, along with relevant topics to apparel decorators.
Prepare for the wild.
All right, welcome into the show. It is Friday, February 13th, 2026. Aaron, it's Friday the 13th. I'll let you comment on that. I'm Terry Combs, and you can find me at terrycombs.com.
Yes, two Fridays a year. This is my day because I was born on Friday the 13th. So, in fact, I think Eric even has a banner for me. That guy. It's a non-triskaidekaphobia day. Not afraid of 13. So let's embrace it, everyone. Friday the 13th. There, it's a great day. My name's Aaron Montgomery. I'm with our Success Group, and this week we're going to bring in somebody we got to meet through a program we did with Jay Bissell here with the Branded Merch Network. And just a super amazing guy that's got a really awesome company. And we're going to talk to him about what he does in marketing and automated marketing. And so we can always use more marketing information. And I'm really excited to talk to Jason Noakes today from Promo Pulse. So going to be an awesome conversation today, Terry.
Absolutely. Make sure you stick around till the very end for the secret sauce. I'm going to be sharing today a screen printing one. Should I inventory or reclaim my screen? So how's that a debate, right? But it is. So
it's a debate. All right. I'm ready to debate. I've got my pen for notes, so I'm excited about your secret sauce today. So even if you're not a screen printer, folks, these are always really good information to have for the industry. And yeah. Plus, Terry always makes it fun. So there we go. All right. Well, we've got the new, speaking of fun, by the way, got our friends Dan and MJ waiting in the background for us here from World Imaging News. And as always, they are ready and got a ton of stuff. They do such a wonderful job covering the industry, Terry. I know I've said it multiple times, but just seeing Dan, what he's doing in this new venture for him and what MJ does, I mean, they're so good at what they're doing. So I'm excited to have them share the news, Terry, when you're ready.
Yeah, and always something that I didn't know that, or I hadn't heard that. Yeah. So let's hear the news.
Yep, let's do it.
Hello, everyone. MJ here reporting from Bogota, Colombia.
And I'm Dan Barefoot in Southern California. Hey, MJ, we've got a major developing story today. Brother making a significant move to acquire Muto. But before we break that down, it's amazing to think Impressions Expo Long Beach was only a few weeks ago. It feels like it's been an eternity.
I know, it really has. The show was packed, strong attendance, non-stop meetings, and announcements coming from every direction. And then you were picking up quite a bit of insights on the floor, weren't you?
Absolutely. The energy was intense. Beyond the official launches, there was some real strategic conversations happening, serious speculation about where the industry is heading. Let's take a closer look at some of the key rumors and discussions that started there and are now becoming reality.
Let's get started.
One of the first ones was an Israeli manufacturer is rumored to be buying a DTF printer company with plans for a high-end cut sheet only DTF system, no roll-to-roll. Is priced north of $300,000 to $400,000. This would be a very different take on premium DTF printing and is aimed at companies like Amazon.
A major DTF OEM is lining up a strategic acquisition and full rebrand. The announcement is imminent, likely within the next 4 to 5 weeks.
Several large apparel manufacturers are quietly building in-house DTF operations using in-house DTF printers. The move adds margin and control, but could squeeze smaller independent DTF providers out of the market.
Multiple DTF printer suppliers are actively moving away from Epson-based printheads toward more industrial printhead platforms, signaling a push-up market.
A crowd-funded Chinese small format UV printer brand is preparing to enter the DTF market with their own DTF printer using a launch model similar to Xtools. Is crowd-funded, hype-driven, and direct to market.
A new wave of robotic, fully automated DTF solutions is about to drop,
Mhm.
accelerating the shift toward lights out darkroom production for high volume players.
There's an increasing number of Chinese manufacturers that are exploring direct North American branch offices or subsidiaries, bypassing traditional US resellers. Industry conversations suggest this trend will accelerate as competitive pricing pressures increase.
Then this market never stands
It's
still.
true.
And now, to make it even more active, Brother has formally made an offer to acquire Muto.
That's right, MJ. The possibility of pursuing Muto has been circulating in industry circles even before Impressions Expo. But at that time, nothing was confirmed.
So then, what do we know now? Give us the overview, please.
According to financial disclosures, Muto launched a strategic review last May, contacting 6 major Japanese printer manufacturers. The process narrowed to 2 finalists by fall of 2025, with Brothers selected in December and the tender offer announced last week. A late competing bid, identified as Candidate A, offered 7,625 yen per share, about $50 USD per share, but it was later withdrawn.
And then, what's the expected timeline for closing?
The transaction's moving quickly. If all conditions are met, it is expected to close around April or May of this year. That means Muto could begin operating under brother ownership as early as May.
Wow, that is fast then. Well, lots of great stories today.
Yes, indeed, MJ. For the latest in digital imaging news, visit worldimagingnews.com.
And for our Latino audience, head to worldimaginenewslatina.com and sign up for Win Quick News.
That's it for this edition of When News on Two Regular Guys. I'm Dan Barefoot.
And I'm MJ.
Until next time, be healthy, keep smiling, and to everyone celebrating Happy Valentine's Day, especially my wife Jane.
Manténganse saludables, sigan sonriendo y para todos aquellos que lo celebran, feliz San Valentín.
All right, Terry. That's we're gonna have to clip that out so Dan can deliver that to his wife that he did get Happy Valentine's Day in there too. So awesome stuff. But no, there's lots, man. I love all the rumors and stuff too.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what becomes of those when they become official. But yeah, it's great to be having that insight for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I just heard that about Brother. Really interesting news with Muto, and I've been seeing the move for Chinese companies opening offices here in the U.S. over the past year. So it makes sense in the current state of things. So interesting to see. And
absolutely,
much more to come.
Definitely. Make sure you guys are signed up for all of their newsletters and everything. I get their LinkedIn updates and stuff like that. So it always feels good to be in the know there, thanks to World Imaging News. So, all right, Terry. Well, we talked about the fact that it's Friday the 13th. We've got some people checking in here already this morning. We got Chuck, good morning from sunny Florida. Doug, good morning from Los Angeles. So again, we've got both coasts covered. I always appreciate them being in and letting us know, Terry. And then David's got a couple of themed Friday the 13th dad jokes, but let's hold off on that. We'll come back to those in just a moment. But Ramona says, good morning all, happy Friday the 13th. So speaking of dad jokes, I'm excited about this one. I'm not sure our younger audience is going to get it, but we'll see.
I was going to say our older regulators may need to explain this to the younger regulators.
Absolutely. But yeah, let's do the dad joke here.
So Aaron, this morning, Siri said, "Don't call me Shirley.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, last night I accidentally left my phone on airplane mode. So for
Again,
reference, the movie Airplane.
yes. What a great movie too, by the way. Anyways,
And
okay.
for the next 5 years, everybody was like, "Don't call me Shirley."
Yeah. Oh, man, for sure. I was. Yeah. All right. So you want to let's go ahead and share David's Friday the 13th dad jokes too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll get the first one here.
Okay,
So
go
David
ahead.
says, on Friday the 13th, I dreamt a horse in armor was chasing me. It was a real nightmare.
Knight. Night.
Yeah. Do you want to get the second
I
one
get
here?
the next one. What do evil spirits sing on Friday the 13th? They sing Voorhees, a jolly good fellow, the last name of Jason from all the Jason movies, I believe.
Uh, Good. We're just ruining them by explaining them. I love it. And Ramona says, laugh. She loved the airplane movies. So um, I'm just grateful that our guest is still here waiting. He didn't run away after that. But Terry, let's take care of a little bit of housekeeping, and then we will get Jason in here.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we dive in, we want to thank everybody for checking out the Two Regular Guys podcast. We still need your voices. If you would like to participate in our show intros, go to osg.link/intro, read a few sentences, be a part of every show. Don't be left out. We are always looking for new guests. So if you or anyone you know would like to join us, go to calendly.com/2, the number 2, regular guys to book a future episode, or you can email us at info@tworegularguys.com with your show ideas. If you are listening to the podcast version of the show, we would appreciate you sharing the Two Regular Guys podcast with all of your industry friends so they can become regulators too. And we would appreciate you giving us a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Podcast, YouTube Podcast. Wherever you do your podcast listening, we are there. And if you're watching us live, please join in with your comments and your questions.
Absolutely. This is going to be great. So any questions you have for Jason would be totally welcome. So excited for that, Terry. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and get Jason into the show here. Eric, whenever you're ready. Good morning, Jason. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I didn't know I was
Awesome.
supposed to bring a dad joke, so I apologize.
I think it's us that should apologize to you, but that's okay. All right, Jason. Well, we were fortunate enough to get to meet you during the Branded Merch Network's Automate and Elevate event, and that was hosted here on the EVMux Two Regular Guys platform. So tell us a little bit about your background and your journey in the industry here.
Yeah, thanks, guys. My name's Jason Oakes. I'm with Promo Pulse. I graduated college with a graphics and printing degree. My first job out of school was with Staus Sign and Decal, which is screen printer in the promotional products industry. Mm-hmm. And then my second job was with TradeNet, which is also a printer in the promotional products industry. And so I've been in promo ever since. So I was a production artist at those two companies. And while I was at TradeNet, I kind of made the shift from graphics and printing to programming. So I taught myself how to code and developed the first TradeNet website. It was the first or the only TradeNet website, but it was the first website in our industry, the promotional products industry, to have online ordering. So distributors could log in, they could place an order. The order went straight to production. You got shipping information, total bill information. So it was just, this was 1996. So this is a long, long time ago. And it was pretty revolutionary at the time. And so from that, the site won a lot of awards. TradeNet rapidly grew without adding people. And so we had so much success with that website that we spun off and created Distributor Central. So I was the first developer of Distributor Central, which is now under Order My Gear. I was there for a long, long time, eventually president for the last, I think, 8 years. Wow. And during that time, if you were familiar with DC at all, we had product search, we had websites, and we would get product information from suppliers, and it would be a product on a white background and a basic product description. But then I noticed over here, suppliers on their social feeds and their websites, they were posting lifestyle imagery. They were posting ideas how to use their products. And they were posting all this great content that I wondered if distributors saw it, and then I wondered if they knew what to do with it. And so with that idea, I left Distributor Central in 2019, started Promo Pulse, and we launched with free tools for distributors to help them with their marketing. And then a couple years after, we launched our always-on marketing platform for distributors, which I'll talk about coming up, and to really help distributors to automate and simplify their marketing.
That's amazing. What a journey.
Yeah, kind of. It's all in promo though, which is kind of funny. But yeah,
yeah.
A lot of different things, but all in promo.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I mentioned to you, Jason, that I actually moved to Phoenix from Overland Park, Kansas. So I don't know.
I think I remember that. Yeah.
So,
we miss you.
Oh, okay, very good. Oh, that's right. Yeah. But so marketing. We talk about marketing. Marketing can mean a lot of things to a small business. What's your definition as it applies to garment and product decorators?
Yeah. Well, marketing, you're going to hear me mention this a lot on this podcast, but to me, consistent marketing equals consistent sales. So marketing to me is staying top of mind with your customers all the time, and you can use tools like AMP and do email and social. It's helping. Marketing helps highlight the services that you provide customers. They may know you for one thing, but maybe you do a whole bunch of other things too. And so you have to have this constant of marketing and information to let your customers, so they remember you when they need you. You need to be there. And so, and one thing I think some companies overlook is the fact that marketing or sales or your brand is everything. It's how you greet people on the phone and how you reply to an email, how your staff interacts with your customers. It's what your website looks like. Is it easy to use? Does it look good? Is it clear what you do? Your packaging when you ship, is it, what does that look like? And just everything combined is a representation of your company. And you have to be always on and consistent with that too.
Love it. Yeah, you said consistent marketing equals consistent sales. I pushed buttons while Eric wasn't looking, and because that really stood out to me as an important note there.
I'm going to say it 2 or 3 more times too.
Good. Yeah, and I love that so much because people do really kind of overthink it a lot, right? Like, oh my gosh, I got to do all these different things, but at the end of the day, if you're consistent, that's where it's gonna pay off in the long run. So
yeah, definitely.
This I'm already super excited and ready to talk more about marketing here, Jason. I'm a big planner guy. Terry is as well. So talk to us a little bit about the importance of a marketing plan, and if we're trying to grow our businesses, and like even those that are trying to maintain the status quo. What's your take on a good marketing plan?
Yeah, well, a plan in general is good. If you don't have a plan, if you end up wherever you're going. I mean, it's just it's you have to have a plan. I would say every company will have a slightly different strategy depending on their size and their customers and their service and their location. I think again, the one plan that you can start with is consistency. And I did a webinar a couple weeks ago where I presented about consistency also. But when I was doing research in the past, you've heard, it takes 7 or 8 times to reach out to a customer to get their attention. Now they're saying it's like 20 to 30 times. And so it's just, we have such a, we're getting pelted with information constantly all day, every day. And so, that's where the consistency thing comes in. You have to kind of be there whenever your customers look up.
Yeah.
I will say consistency is the easiest thing you can do, and it's also the hardest thing you can do, because it sounds so simple. It's like, okay, just send an email every week, and but to really do that and pull it off, that's where it's hard. And so, I mean, that's why our always on marketing platform for promotional products distributors, that's where that whole idea came from, because it's so difficult. Mm-hmm. And so with AMP, we help you just stay in front of your customers all the time, consistently. I will say too, though, that's great. I think that's very important to always. You never know when somebody's going to need you, right? So you need to be always kind of top of mind. If you want to achieve, I think, even further growth, you do need to target. So you need to identify either your top customers or maybe a particular industry that you serve the most. And it's, if you've heard the ICP, your ideal customer profile, it's so important. If you can figure out your ideal customer and tailor all your messaging to that, it makes your life so much easier. Just everything falls into place behind that. It's but kind of like consistency, that's also easier said than done.
Yeah.
Oh, one other thing too, for I think you need to be, any company should be really diligent on your customer list or your prospect list. And just, if you meet anybody and have any leads, always make sure you capture that. Get a tool like HubSpot for a CRM tool, because having your own list is super, super important. I mean, you can email, you can reach out. It's great when you have a lot of social media followers, but if you're popular on Facebook or LinkedIn and then that platform just kind of falls out of favor or goes away completely, you've lost, you don't own those lists. And so it's very, very important to have your own list too.
Wow, really good information. Hey, real quick, Terry, before you jump to your next question there, Jason, I love how you said how difficult the consistency can be, simple at its core, but difficult in execution. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's the reason that Two Regular Guys is here is showing up every Friday, right? It's easier said than done. There's always podcasts that come and go. And if you look at the stats in the podcast world, 12 episodes is kind of the breaking point where people stop, right? Because, but I also love that you mentioned, a plan is a tool that allows us to be consistent, right? So for my own personal business and our success group, I do a weekly email and I do a weekly blog and a live episode, and I just have a plan, right? And I know the ideal customer, I call it ideal customer blueprint, right? So such good stuff that you're sharing here, Jason. Thank you so much for all of it.
Yeah.
Aaron, and I think that the Two Regular Guys is a perfect example, because at no point do we ever say, so we're going to do a show this week. I mean, we start the week knowing that on Friday we're going to be right here doing this show, and I think that's the mindset you have to have. And my screen printing classes, I talk about all the way down to the box that you put your product in. You're always marketing, you're always promoting you and your business, and whether that's the printed box or that's what you put inside the box with your products. And I kind of instill that in everybody that comes to my classes. You're always marketing. So you just have to have a plan.
There you go.
But along those lines, most shop owners are busy producing, and we have all lived it. I know that you get caught up in the day to day, and so Jason, why does marketing tend to be the first thing that gets dropped, and what does that cost a company in the long run?
Well, what it costs again is when you consistently market, it evens out all those peaks and valleys, right? It has business waiting for you after you slow down a little. There's still work to be done. I think marketing is so easy to get dropped because it's such a grind. I mean, there's no other way around it. Unless you're using tools like AMP or things to highly automate, it's still work. You have to put in work. You have to remember. You have to have a plan. You have to decide what you're going to talk about or whatever you're doing, and you have to keep going with it. You can't ever stop. And so, I think it's also easy for businesses to drop marketing because it's very difficult to correlate marketing spend with sales. So as much as, especially with AMP, as much as I love to have somebody sign up and send an email and just start raking in orders, sometimes it happens, but sometimes it doesn't. You have to just be, again, consistent. You have to continue to show up, build up a brand presence, and have just kind of be there when your customers need you. And then I think in relation to this too, I've seen this happen with my own customers. We have both advertising for the suppliers and promotional products industry, and then also we have AMP for distributors. And if you just run one ad, it's just not going to work. You have to commit to a certain length of time and just kind of expect a certain spend to, try to see some results. And the same way, you can't just send one email out to your customers and think it's going to just, fund the rest of the year. And so it's just that plays into consistency also. Is just part of your plan should be, a length of time and a spend. And I personally, when we launch initiatives, I don't like to do anything that I won't do for at least a year. I think that you maybe don't have to do a whole year, but that's what I like to give it a full run, and then evaluate if it works or not. So
You're speaking our language here. Do you plan out for a year? Heck yeah. But do you think that one of the reasons too that people kind of drop out of marketing is, one, I don't know what I'm doing. Two, is anybody listening? Do you think that's part of it?
Yeah. Like I said, it's so hard to correlate what you're doing with marketing to it often just does not have an immediate result. I mean, there's maybe a few things out there, but for the most part, it's just continually promoting your message and what you want customers to think of when they see you, and be clear on what you're providing. For us, it's software and it's marketing software, and for promotional products distributors, it's like they're the experts on branded merch. And so it's just have to keep doing it a lot.
That's awesome. I mean, and I think that's, everybody's looking for a magic bullet, and, there are tools that are going to help you, but you still have to use the tools. Right. And so speaking of tools here, we've talked automated marketing. Maybe somebody that's newer to marketing or just doesn't quite understand at that higher level, what is automated marketing kind of in plain English for us, and kind of maybe let us look behind the scenes a little bit. What's happening behind the scenes when it comes to automated marketing?
Yeah, definitely. So I think the best way to think about automated marketing is just you letting the software do some of the work, if not all the work. And so it's just taking some of the grunt work of these things that you that software can replace. And if you take AMP, and so AMP, I think makes the impossible possible for distributors. Our tool. So when you sign up for AMP, a distributor can pick their preferred suppliers, or if they're new to the industry, we already have a set of suppliers they can use. They upload their customer list, they click a link to connect their social accounts, and then they click another button that schedules all their marketing campaigns, and they don't have to do anything ever again. So it's like set it and forget it. It makes it super easy. But you can do outbound marketing every single day of the business week to your customers, and via email, social, and video. So for a distributor, especially a small company, it's impossible. It's just literally impossible to do this on your own, because in the promotional products world, distributors have to be experts on all their suppliers that they have relationships with. They have to be experts on all their products, and then on top of that, go out, find high quality marketing content from those suppliers and put this all together and do this forever. It's too tough. And so AMP can offload all that branded product marketing for distributors. If distributors are doing their own marketing or want to do marketing on top, there's so many different things that you can do to make this easier. So using like tools like HubSpot, I mentioned, for CRM. So, and that stands for customer relationship management. So if people aren't aware of that, and so it's just a way that you can keep your customers organized. And so inside HubSpot, you can set up what they call sequences. And so you can set up a sequence for maybe prospects or new leads. And once you put this new lead into HubSpot, it will put them in the sequence, or maybe it's like 3 to 5 emails, where you can tell these new potential customers about your business and what your services and why you should use your company. And it's all automated. You don't have to do any work. So you just drop them in there and it's already done. And then there's tools like Hootsuite. So if you're doing your own social media, you can schedule in advance. You can post across all the networks at the same time. You can answer comments right there. You can get analytics in one spot. So that just makes social media super easy. And then if you're using HubSpot for your CRM, you can integrate that with AMP or MailChimp and keep your customer list in sync. So whenever you add somebody to HubSpot, it automatically adds it to your AMP campaign. And then if you really want to go full out, you can use Zapier to connect everything together. So I mean, just anything you think of, Zapier can do. And then also too, we can't have this whole conversation talking about AI. And so AI has just been it's been amazing for us. And so AMP is not entirely built on AI, but we heavily use AI, and we were actually doing it before GPT blew up too. So we've been doing it for quite a while, but it just makes for us, it makes the impossible possible, because we can do things that we would never have been able to do just a few years ago. And then so for one, if you use AMP, you can tell your friends you're using AI, and you don't have to actually figure out how to use AI. But AI is not scary. So I always encourage people just to try GPT. It's just mind-boggling what it can do now. And then it's particular for marketing. It could help you create content, written content. It help you create images and video. You can take spreadsheets and customer data and sales data and upload it and ask questions, and it'll take spreadsheets and merge them and spit out new spreadsheets. And then too, if you have maybe new ideas for that ideal customer that you want to go after, GPT or Claude or whatever you want to use can help you kind of flush out the ideas. Or if you have the greatest idea in the world, you can ask it, blow holes in this, and it will happily tell you all the reasons why this is not the greatest marketing plan in the world. So automation is kind of a big blanket term, but to me, it's just letting software do some of this work that we all hate to do as humans.
Yeah.
Well, it takes the overwhelm out of it. Although I guess some people will see all these different options and be a little overwhelmed by that. But once you get your toe in the water, it takes care of it for you, I guess.
Yeah, and you don't have to. Yeah, it is overwhelming. I mean, it's especially, I get all the newsletters and all the latest stuff, and it is mind-boggling how fast this everything is developing and how many new things come out and its capabilities. And so, it's easy to get overwhelmed by just like, oh, I got to try everything. But really, you just need to find something that speaks to you and you work well with. I've always, GPT was kind of the first one, but it's kind of a generalist, and it's kind of how I am. And so I'm always dealing with either creative stuff or business stuff or data, and it just seems to handle whatever that I throw at it. So it's kind of finding your partner. I will say too, if you're already heavily using AI, then the next step is instead of using AI as a tool, now the shift is making it a coworker and building agents to do the work automatically. And so, you can run the Claude like Codex or Cloud Cowork or any of these tools or Comet Browser, and it will you tell it to do stuff, and it will go out and start going through websites and so if you have these tasks that you do like dealing with receipts or dealing with whatever, you can just throw these things at these agents, and it'll just work in the background, and it'll be sitting there waiting and doing the work, and then you come back, it's all done. So that's kind of the next evolution of where humans using AI is just make it your work buddy and give it all the grunt work. It will happily do it all the time. It'll do it over and over and over if you tell it to. It won't complain. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I will guarantee you that we have listeners out there right now who are saying, I'm in a relationship business. So I have a relationship with all my customers. So what do you say to the people who worry about automation being impersonal? How do you keep it authentic?
Yeah, I think I've had this exact same question thrown at me before, and I answer. Sometimes I think automation and AI can make humans sound more human. And like an example with me personally, I have a tendency when I send email out or reply to email, I just kind of get straight to the point, and I forget that maybe I need to ask about the weekend or the Super Bowl or whatever. And so AI can kind of help me be a little more personal, and then and maybe this doesn't make you more human by correcting your grammatical errors and your spelling and clarifying your message, but it does make you a more professional human by fixing some of those things. And then like our AMP tool, it personalizes all the emails, and we vary the copy and do different things to make it friendly. We even vary the salutation, so it's not the same thing to every every person. Another point too that I have made, actually customers, our AMP customers have told me, I've heard this from several different people, that them as distributors have become somewhat automated in that they have a go-to set of products that they'll present to customers that they're comfortable with. And so they found that, they're kind of presenting these same things over and over as they get new potential clients. And the thing they like about AMP is, since we pull from our content primarily from the social feeds of suppliers, a lot of times it's products that are brand new, that the distributor wasn't even aware of. So we're providing their customers the hottest, trendiest things, before maybe they're even aware of it, and it just makes them look better. And so in a way that they become automated to the point where they're not presenting the new stuff, and so the automated tool makes them look better and makes them look more like experts. So
Love it.
a couple examples that I can think of.
That's a really good point, right? Like it gives us that ability to, I'm the same way, right? A normal email is kind of straight and to the point, and so using some of those tools helps. One of my favorite examples back when ChatGPT first blew up, and I was talking about AI a little bit, was the email that you type in that you say all the things that you want to say but you can't say, and then let ChatGPT rewrite it for you so you don't get fired or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Man, this is such good stuff here, Jason. So regulators, you guys that are tuned in live right now, if you have questions for Jason, now is your time. Make sure you get those into the comments there, and we will get those in front of Jason. But Jason, we love good real world examples here. What are some ideas our listeners can maybe take and use today to automate their marketing? What's a good example of something they can use right now today?
Actually, my buddy Kirby Hasseman, who's a distributor in the promotional products industry, we developed a framework for another presentation we did, called the ICANN framework. And so for marketing, so the I stands for intelligence. So that's using the things that we were just talking about, automated tools like AMP, AI, integrations, and just working smarter and not harder for marketing. And that it makes marketing much more pleasant when you don't have to do some of these grunt tasks.
Yeah.
The A in ICANN stands for audience, and so using a tool like AMP to make sure that all of your customers are you're keeping top of mind with everybody, but then also focusing in on certain segments to do special things like events or promotions, and targeting this particular audience. I forgot C. I can't spell. So the C in ICANN is, if you can't guess, is consistency. So my favorite thing. So, showing up all the time. And then the A, audience. And then the last one, the N, is now. So it's, do something now. So just, I spent a lot of time when I was at Distributor Central exhibiting at trade shows, and we would have the same people come up to us every year after year, and say these things that they were going to do, and they would say the same things the next year. And so I just encourage people to try something that we talked about. If you never tried GPT or AI, try GPT. It's free. Just try something and build a social post, and then try to automate it. You can try AMP. AMP is free for 30 days. Try AMP, but try anything, and then the next day try to do it again, and then even set reminders. And just if you can get something going to where every day maybe you have a trigger, maybe when you sit down and have a cup of coffee, if you've read Atomic Habits, it turns into a habit. And so you just have to get the ball rolling. And so so N is now. Just please try to do something.
Yeah, there you go. There's your flag, right? So as soon as this show's over today, go do some marketing.
Yep.
I love that, man. It's such good stuff. And I love how you've got that framework and the now. But thank you for also bringing up Atomic Habits and that idea of we tend to, as humans, right? We like our doom scroll. We like our kind of mind meld opportunity, and so what I suggest for people is, when you open up that social app, before you start scrolling, post something. Be a content creator first, and then you can be a consumer, right? So
yeah, that's a great idea.
I like that
good stuff. All
Well,
right.
so Jason, and we all do this. We see things out there in the marketplace. We see what companies are doing. If our listeners change just one marketing habit starting tomorrow, what would it be? What would you recommend people change in the way they market?
Well, I want to say consistency, but I think
Well, that would be consistent of you.
but honestly, I just go back to the end now. Just do something. I see so many businesses that don't do any marketing, and just it I don't understand. So it's not how I have a more of a growth mindset, and I always want to grow and do more. And so it just waiting for business is not a good solution. I don't think long term. And so it's just yeah, just try something. Get out maybe of your comfort zone and try some of this software is just, and AI is just so amazing that you just have to try it and get comfortable with it and to realize what it can really do for you, and save time. So that would be just be curious, try something, and then keep doing it if you like it, if it works.
I love it, and hopefully by listening to this show, it'll encourage people to do exactly that. So, Jason, how can our listeners reach out to you? How can they find you?
Yeah. So our website's promopulse.io. And so you can find me on LinkedIn also and connect with me. On our site, we have lots and lots of information about AMP, the always on marketing platform I talked about. So if listeners are in promo or thinking about adding promo to their businesses, it's a very easy way to get started. It's almost a turnkey marketing solution. So, and it's free to start. I did mention too, every campaign that we do is unique for every distributor that goes out. It looks amazing because we use all lifestyle imagery. And it's truly set and forget it. You just click a button, schedules your campaigns, and you can move on and never have to do anything again. So yeah, it's promopulse.io, and then there's information on the website.
Yeah. Regulators, I know it sounds too good to be true, but it's true. So go check it out over there. Really good stuff. And the set it and forget it, right? That's what we need for consistency, right? Just the more you can automate, the better off your business is going to be. Jason, this has been great. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And we'll look forward to having you back on in the future when there's any new updates or anything like that. Please let us know. And thanks for all you've done in the industry. And we will catch you at the next show, hopefully.
Yeah. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Terry. I had a lot of fun. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jason. See you soon. All right.
Oh shoot, we just got a question from Dean. Jason's still here. Can we bring him back? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Catch you while you were getting a drink there. Dean asks, is Promo Post a standalone or franchise?
It's a standalone. I don't know if you mean for you or for us, but I mean, anybody can use it. So.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Yeah. I think Dean works with Fully Promoted up in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah. We have fully promoted distributors using this. Definitely.
Awesome. Okay. There you go. Thank you for popping back in after we sent you on your way. But
this week's guest, a question.
All right. Guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. All right, there we go. We got it. All right.
Love it. I knew after talking to Jason originally on the sustainability program that we did here a few months ago that this would be a great show, and it has been. So
yeah, no, it definitely was. I definitely that was a great event, Automate and Elevate with Brandon Merch there, and definitely was great to get to know Jason there. And
while the show was going on, by the way.
Tell him hi for us. All right. Well, and I also love that. I don't know if you guys, I don't know, this stood out to me, but at the very end there, he was talking about, what we can do right away, right? Like what's that thing we can kind of change. And, I think he's right. Right. A lot of times we just kind of get into that wait. We're waiting for, you build it and they will come kind of idea. I always say that, hope's a good starting point, but it's not a good strategy, right? So the hope marketing, I hope somebody will do business with me today. Yeah. All right. Well, Terry, really good stuff again from Jason. Thank you very much, Jason. What's happening for you? Where's Terry Combs these days?
All right. My complete screen printing business course. I'm going to be at Atlas Screen Supply in Chicago, March 21st, 22nd. You can sign up for that at atlasscreensupply.com. or go to my website, terrycombs.com as well for a link. Equipment Zone will be at the Atlantic City Impressions Expo, March 26th through 28th. Some new things going to be there in the booth. So make sure you sign up for that and sign up early. And make sure that if you are planning to go, reach out to a vendor who's going to be there and you can get a free pass to get in. We don't want you to be paying $100 at the door. So watch for all my upcoming events at terrycombs.com. How about you, Aaron?
Yeah, awesome. Good note there on getting in. So yes, reach out to an exhibitor. They should be able to take care of you. Reach out to Terry. There you go. All right. So Saturday, which is tomorrow, I've got Small Business Saturday episode happening again. We talk about consistency. I've been doing my very best to be very consistent. I think I've done a good job. So we are going to be back tomorrow to discuss reframing our growth mindset. I think for a lot of us, we approach most areas of our business as if it has a finish line. But if you think about it, right, Terry, the important stuff can't be finished, quote unquote, right? So we're going to discuss how maybe we can settle into a daily consistency. I think there's a reason Jason was here today. And so we're going to talk about that. How do we settle into that daily lifestyle that you can sustain and allow you to make progress in your business? And, again, especially in those areas that will, aren't necessarily have a finish line, growth of our business, for example. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow at liveosg.com. That'll take you over to my YouTube page. You can subscribe to our page there. And there's lots of other great business mindset topics and tips over there at liveosg.com. And then, yes, I'm freaking out a little bit because it's next week and I've got lots to do. So today's a busy day, but DAX Kansas City is next week, February 20th and 21st. It will be at the KCI Expo Center, which is right across the street from the airport there. And I am blessed to be teaching 2 classes there. On Friday, the 20th, I will be teaching the myth of everyone is my customer. And I want to share kind of a clear vision of who you serve. Also something that Jason talked about there today in the ideal customer profile. Like I said, I call it an ideal customer blueprint. And so that's going to happen at 10:30. And then in that same room, you just hang out. We'll take our 15-minute bio break, as people like to call it. And I will be then talking about bye-bye burnout, sharing some details about how to prevent burnout before it starts, creating sustainable habits, consistent habits that will keep your creativity and business thriving. So make sure you sign up for that at daxshow.com. Also on Saturday, I get to facilitate a really awesome discussion with Rob Super and Sean Stewart, DTF 101, from file to finished print, what actually matters. And we're going to walk through real world DTF workflow, artwork, software decisions, ink, film, color, application, and just highlight where we see the most problems actually begin and how successful shops mitigate those problems and reduce the reprints and wasted time and frustration. So that is going to be happening Saturday morning, February 21st at 8:30 a.m. So make sure that you pop in over there if you are in Kansas City. And then lastly for me, Terry, is I'm off then the next week to Las Vegas for the International Personalization Expo, formerly APA. It is happening February 24th through the 27th. The first show day is the 25th, and they've got classes throughout at the Horseshoe in Las Vegas. So go to personalizationpros.org. There I will be moderating a panel called Brand, Business, and Growth, Strengthening B2B and B2C Relationships. And it's I get to MC and host the panel, be the moderator for an amazing group of panelists, Samita Patel of Homebound Custom Decor, Kurt Himes of Himes Awards, and Josh Perry of Perry Design. So it's going to be a great conversation there. So that's what's happening for me, Terry. I know that's a mouthful, but excited for everything coming up here. And then as far as Eric goes, he is going to have his take-up program today, Roundtable Reunion. So Machine Embroidery Educator Q&A. In this episode, Eric's going to bring back his amazing group of friends that they've been teaching together here, Joe Kramer, Justin Armenta, and Katie Wubin, excuse me. and they're going to invite attendees of the Impressions Expo roundtable sessions and anybody else to jump in with updates and Q&A and more. So they're going to gather again for a rapid fire discussion that really creates results. You can join in this Friday, the 13th, lucky 13 here, and that's happening at 2:30 Mountain Time, 4:30 Eastern Time. It will be a very frank discussion of all things machine embroidery. So head over to ericcampbell.com and click the Take Up tab at the top to access all of his past episodes and this current episode coming up this afternoon. And then Eric will also be returning to Atlantic City, the Impressions Expo, March 25th through the 28th. So you can expect versions of the Technique Toolkit, his recently very well-rated cap embroidery class, and more. So yeah, we're going to have to figure out that show that weekend, I think. It sounds like, because Atlantic City is always a different time zone for us. You guys will be right in the middle of the show. But we'll sort that out when we get there. But I'm super excited to hear what you guys think about Atlantic City and that you guys will be there. So make sure you guys, as regulators, are all signing up there at impressionsexpo.com. All right, Terry. Well, there's all of our happenings. We're a busy crew here today, but the most, not the most important, but always worth waiting and tuning into. I've got my pen ready to go to take some notes here. So
Very nice.
you have a secret sauce for us, Terry?
I'm ready. Let's do the secret sauce. I'm Terry Combs, and my secret sauce today is for screen printers. Should I inventory or reclaim screens after a job is done? So how's that a debate, right? But it is. Some screen printers hold on to every burned screen in anticipation of a reorder, so they don't have to coat and burn screens again. Other screen printers reclaim every job, reclaim meaning to clean and remove the emulsion, and use those screens for the next jobs on the production schedule. I was in a screen printing facility in Ohio several years ago and saw an entire warehouse wall from floor to ceiling with saved exposed screens from previous jobs. I imagine I could have pulled a screen from that wall that said Zeta Tau Alpha Spring Formal 2015. They're not buying any more shirts. You'd be surprised how many screen printers do hold onto screens just in case for a really long time. The opposite end of the spectrum is reclaiming every screen as soon as the job is done. This closes the door on accommodating a customer who needs a few more shirts. Much harder to bring yourself to reburn a screen for a handful of additional shirts than to set up a screen that's already burned. So what difference does it make if I want to save every screen just in case? For a manual press, you've got $25 to $30 tied up in each of those screens. Keeping them on the shelf with a burned image ties up your inventory of screens. I recommend for a small or medium shop that you have a week's worth of screens on hand. In other words, I can burn every job I need to do this week and have enough screens in my inventory that I don't have to reclaim and recoat screens halfway through the work week. If I have too many screens sitting on the shelf with saved images, I have to invest in more and more screens to maintain my 1 week availability of screens. Here's how I personally determine to keep screens or reclaim. If I anticipate a reorder within 3 months, I will hold on to those exposed screens. Beyond that, I'm reclaiming those screens and putting them back into my available screen inventory. And remember, screens are consumable. Depending on your production rate, screens that are rotating through your production schedule regularly will generally need to be replaced within 6 to 12 months for optimal tension and production success. That's my secret sauce for today.
All right. So welcome back. That was a great secret sauce there, Terry. Thank you so much for all that information. I think the debate is settled.
Exactly.
All right. Well, Terry, this has been awesome. This is what a great show today. We really appreciate Jason Noakes of Promo Pulse, and so go check out promopulse.io. And as he mentioned, the AMP product is free for 30 days. So give it a shot, right? Check it out. That's it sounds like a really great program to have in your arsenal there. And, because maybe we're not all promotional products providers, right? But we're adjacent to it. And I think that's going to be an important tool for people to have. So, Jason, thank you so much for your time today.
Awesome. Thanks to our show producer, Eric Campbell, for all he does, keeping us on the air and fairly on time. Thanks, Eric, for everything you do.
I love how you say fairly on time. That's typically my fault. So,
that is not his fault.
All right. Well, Terry, next week we're still in the planning phases. I'm going to be in Kansas City for the DAC show, so I might be live from the show floor. That's kind of the plan at this point. So excited to do that. We've done pretty well with that at a few of the DAC shows last year. So fingers crossed, but we will keep you posted on what that show is going to be. But I guess as we kind of sign out here, Terry, happy Valentine's Day to everybody tomorrow. Make sure that us guys, we remember that is tomorrow, and important PSA for all of the fellas out there. But.
Exactly. Until then, I'm Terry Combs. He's Aaron Montgomery.
And that was the Two Regular Guys.
Here we go. We're out.
Awesome.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Two Regular Guys. We're here because of listeners like you, and we're so grateful to have you on this journey with us. For more valuable insight, be sure to visit our website, 2regularguys.com, and join the conversation on our Facebook page. And hey, if you or someone you know has expertise, a unique perspective, or a story worth sharing, we'd love to have them as a guest on the show. Just reach out. Remember, success in this industry isn't just about the equipment you own or the techniques you've mastered. It's about the mindset you bring and the connections you build. Keep learning, stay curious, and don't be afraid to think differently. Keep pressing on, and we'll catch you on the next episode of the Two Regular Guys.